that I don't burst out in tears whilst I tell you the story, because it is something that is still quite sensitive to me, and I still believe that I didn't deserve what I went through. Everything was sorted. My area was safe. Food is there. Everything was sorted. And when he came back, he never came home empty-handed. He never came home. He didn't. It didn't. It didn't bother him if I was craving at for that thing. I don't know that. Okay, cool. And like, you know what, dude? After fighting for you so much, and especially after finding what I've rather, what you can do is that you can give birth to the child and then give them out for adoption. Is it adoption? Yeah, I think it's adoption. I was in pain. I It was a lot. And then my fourth, my fifth, and my sixth trimester, um, I was going in behavior because I had to now dance to the music of my life, right? And I started reaching out to my exes and like, comment, and subscribe, and you are definitely going to get a part 2. Thank you for watching. Bye. Do my number as well. Welcome to our channel. Our simply meaning you and I. It's our channel. Today is the 23rd of October, and it's currently about 1 p.m. Yeah, I think it is after 1, and I've decided to give you guys a story time. It's been a minute, it's been a second or two. So I've decided that I will give you guys about my pregnancy journey. I really pray and hope that I don't burst out in tears whilst I tell you the story, because it is something that is still quite sensitive to me, and I still believe that I didn't deserve what I went through, and my daughter or our daughter didn't deserve what she went through as well. So my pregnancy journey began 2023 when I found out that I was pregnant in October or November. And I was thrilled about it. I was very happy, I'm not gonna lie, because my pregnancy was a planned pregnancy. Do you hear me when I say that? So there are things I'm gonna have to cut out, respectfully so. But my pregnancy, or our pregnancy at that time, was planned, and I was quite thrilled about it. And the reason why I say I is because I feel like when I look back now, his facial expression when I told him that we were pregnant, it told me everything resulting to what happened, or resulting to where I currently am right now. And so I would say that maybe he was thrilled, he just couldn't express himself. I don't know, but it was an amazing journey at first, because we went to the clinic together. He took care of my cravings for the first 3 months, right? And we went to the clinic together. Mind you, I was still staying with him. We were based in Centurion. I was far from home, and I texted my mom and I told her that, hey girl, are we pregnant? And my mom was not happy about it, but she was like, there's nothing we can do about it, but I'm not happy with the fact that you are pregnant. And I was 23 at that time, and his family also wasn't quite thrilled about the news. They were just explaining that it's too early, we're still young, we still have to figure life out, what and what not, which I understand now. But to be quite frank, then I didn't understand it. I thought, these people, you know how we are. Fast forward, okay, we went to clinics together, we went to doctor's appointments together, we went testing together, we went everywhere together. We went everywhere together before pregnancy. We went everywhere together in the first 3 months of the pregnancy. Right, my pregnancy was rough. My pregnancy was rough. I had the first 3 months of my pregnancy, nothing I couldn't consume anything. It was hard for me to consume water. It would come back, food, it would come back. My first trimester was really, 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 really hard. But I was forced to take something, and he was there. He made sure that I ate. He made sure that I took my supplements. He made sure that if I needed anything, you know what, when I say he made sure, I mean, like, he made sure that before he left the house, I would have cravings. My Everything was sorted. My area was safe. Food is there. Everything was sorted. And when he came back, he never came home empty-handed. He never came home. He didn't. It didn't bother him if I was craving for that thing at that particular time. But he knew what he used to come with before pregnancy, because we're talking about someone who brought everything to me even before pregnancy. So I think we got pregnant a year after we've been together, right? Now, we're talking about someone who I've known from primary school. Well, I don't know, I don't remember him from primary school, but he reminded me that he knew me from primary school. So we're talking about someone that we went to primary school together, we went to high school together, and life combined us. So, okay, after close to when we were approaching the 4th month of the pregnancy, I started discovering things. The huge fight that we had was on his Facebook account, and I'm gonna say it is something that I predicted, because I remember asking him in the car, Uguti, when we do approach this, is it not gonna break us up, right? And he was so certain that it was not gonna break us up, to the point that it actually did break us up. Right? It was like I knew it, like somehow I knew it. It's like I felt it, Uguti, no, this is the end of it, right? I discovered this thing on his Facebook account, and it tore me. It broke me. It shattered me, you know? And it was like one of those things that you never expect. You never see it coming. It's like it's gonna come, it's gonna happen, but it's like at the same time you're like, no, he's not that kind of a person. He would never do that to me. That he would never do that to me. Like I said, it's gonna be a touch and go, because yeah, it still hurts. Still hurts so, so, so much. I am trying to heal. I don't know if I am healing, but it still hurts so much. So when I discovered what I discovered on Facebook, a huge fight broke down. And I was gaslit, I was manipulated, I was, it was my fault for some reason, right? And because at that time I didn't know, I didn't know how to react, because now I was also fuming. I was so mad, to the point I was gaslit, because I was manipulated at the same time, because now he's mad that because I am mad. And I don't know if I'm making sense, but he's mad because now I'm mad, right? And it escalated, and it came to a point where his mother was now involved. And I'm not gonna say what was said, but it also reached to the point where I was like, you know what, I want to go home. Mind you, this is a person I fought for from when we began dating. From when yeah, I don't know that. Okay, cool. And like, you know what, dude, after fighting for you so much, and especially after finding what I found out on Facebook, and it's not even the first time, it's not even the second time, it's not even the third time, I want to go home. I really want to go home. And I packed. Usually I'd say I want to go home, and then I'll change my mind in the middle of the road, or I'll change my mind when I get home. But that time I told myself that I really, really want to go. I want my mom. I want my mom. I want someone to also tell me that you're not wrong. I wanted someone who's not gonna point fingers at me. I wanted someone who's going to. I wanted my mom. And we packed. And I remember we struggled to find the car keys. We looked and we looked and we looked. We couldn't find the car keys. And when we eventually did, I think maybe after 4 hours or 5 hours of searching, we finally found the key, and I came back home. And I don't remember if we found the key or we asked for the spare key. I can't remember, but we found he brought me home. And I remember the last thing I told him is that, don't forget, you are like this because of me. And he was like, you too. And I left. I got like, when I got home, I sat down, I looked at my mom, I looked at my sister, and I cried. I cried. I cried so much, and I was back home. I'm back home. I'm pregnant. I am uneducated. I'm back in the townships where everybody's gonna be like, yeah, fight them side, yeah, shut the ceiling. I'm back in that area, like, oh, I'm sharing a sisu. I was back in that field. And I don't think that bothered me that much. What bothered me is the fact that I am now a mom. A mom that I never wanted to be from the beginning. I gave him a child because there's a lot of things that I did because I thought he would see that I loved him. I gave him a child because I thought he would see that, you know what, this girl loves me. And now I'm stuck with a child that I didn't even want from the beginning. And I'm alone. And what I did after that, it's unforgivable as well. Because at that time, I was communicating with this particular ex, right? And I think I knew that my relationship was going into shreds. And now this ex is back, and he knows that I'm pregnant, and we've been talking, and he's like, you know what? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. If you need anything, just tell me. And immediately when I got home, he was like, my painkiller. I texted him, I was like, dude, I'm back home. And the ex and I started talking. And mind you, I am doing this to despise baby daddy. Because I knew Uguti, he had access to my Facebook accounts. He had access to my we had access to each other's Facebook accounts, Instagrams, WhatsApp, phones, emails. So, if I wanted anything, I could see it, and if he wanted anything, he could see it. And I knew that he would want to see what I've been doing, and he was going to eventually see those chats with this particular ex. And my plan worked, and my vengeance plan worked. And he sent me the screenshots on WhatsApp. And then he was like, so this is what you've been doing? I am going to tell your mom and my mom what you've been doing. I'm gonna send them the screenshots. And I was like, I am doing what you did. Yeah? I am doing, and because you showed no sympathy, you showed no remorse, I want you to feel the pain that I'm feeling. And I was like, you can send him to my mom, you can send him to, you can, actually, you know what, you can send it to everyone. I don't care, because I am doing what you did. And on top of that, you had the audacity to gaslight me and manipulate me. So now I had to make you feel what you make me feel. I don't know if it was hormones, I don't know if it was pregnancy, I don't know if it was hurt, but I did it, and it you know what, it did the damage that I wanted it to do, and I was satisfied. I'm not gonna lie, I was satisfied. And after that, after I've realized that, okay, this person is now down to the pits, I was now dealing with this pregnancy. And I remember this one morning, I woke my mom up and I was like, girl, we gotta do something about this. My mom was like, you see, whatever you're thinking, it's not gonna happen. Rather, what you can do is that you can give birth to the child and then give them out for adoption. Is it adoption? Yeah, I think it's adoption. You can give them out for adoption. But what you want to do, we're not doing that. You ain't doing that. We're not going to do that, because I'm not only going to lose the child, I'm also going to lose you. So you're not going to do that. You're going to keep the child and you can give them up for adoption, or you can keep them. It's up to you. You will decide after giving birth. And I was going, guys. I was going. The belly was huge. I was depressed. I was devastated. I was crying. I was in pain. It was a lot. And then my fourth, my fifth, and my sixth trimester, I was going to the local clinic near my house, because now I can't go back to Pretoria, right? I went back to my local clinic, and I didn't even ask for a transfer. I just told the sister, I'm back home, and now I'll be attending clinic this side. And I went through my clinic visits. I did everything that a mother would do, for umntwana. It was raining, it was cold, it was hot, it was a lot. It was a lot. And then I was still going at that time, and I started doing some self-reflections, right? I sat down and I started listening to YouTube. To be quite honest, I started listening to YouTube, attending self-therapy through YouTube, doing some self-introspection. That's where I've learned about love bombing, manipulation, gaslighting, monkey swinging, breadcrumbing. I learned about narcissistic behavior, narcissistic people, traumatized partners, or detachment issued people. That's where I started learning about all these things, right? And I started learning about human behavior, because I had to now dance to the music of my life, right? And I started reaching out to my exes, and I started asking them questions about myself. What would you change? What didn't you like? And I feel like some of them, they were being sarcastic, and some of them, they were being critical. Like, I was facing criticism, but most of them just told me what I wanted to hear. And I had to highlight the fact that, don't tell me what I want to hear, tell me what I don't want to hear. And I started learning these things about myself. And I sat down and I remembered that, oh, baby daddy used to complain about the same things, actually. Not even similar, same things. No, you like this, you like that, you like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like this. But obviously I didn't understand it at that time, until let's keep that part there. And then obviously I started doing these self-introspections, and I'm pregnant, and I'm like, you know what, next year I'm going to school, right? We need to put ourselves together. We need to make a plan. What are we going to do now? What is, we pregnant and there's nothing we can do about it. What is our way forward from now? What are we going to do from now, right? And I was like, we're doing this. We're going back to school. We're raising this child. We are doing this. We are doing this. And we left, right? um we started fixing, we started gathering ourselves, we started picking up the pieces, and placing them together and molding ourselves, even though it was not a perfect mold. But I started molding myself. And I remember this one time where I was journaling, right? Mind you, I had support. My family was supporting me. There's this, my friends supported me, yeah. But there was this one particular one. See, we ambona that girl. She went all out. There was only this one friend that I'll always cherish in my heart. I know she won't mind me mentioning her name here. Utembi. Yabona Utembi. Utembi was there for me. Dark or blue, she was there more than my other friends. And then I had these two particular exes that were there. I don't know if they would mind me calling, but I think I'll use abbreviations. Né? There was UTM and there was UPG. You see these two exes of mine, guys. They were there. TM was there financially when I needed help, like emergencyally. He was there even after I gave birth. He was there when I was going to the clinic to give birth. He was there when I left my daughter's clinic card. He was there. And then UBG was there mentally, emotionally. Anything ikali. Baby daddy, nowhere. No call, no missed call, no please call, no email, no SMS, no. All right. And I remember, like I was saying, I was talking to this ex of mine, UPG, and I sent him a screenshot as Puma baby daddy, where the baby daddy was like, I regret ever having this child with you, just because I asked him for transportation money. And BG was there. BG was supportive. It was supportive, and it was like, look, if you ever need money, tell me, I'll send it. I will 100 rand, and because, like, I'm a woman now, I got pride. I was like, nah, I'm never gonna ask this nigga for money, ever. Till today, I've never asked him for money. And then obviously my mom pulled through. The reason I asked baby daddy for texting money was because I didn't want to bother my mom, because now, remember, at home there were two pregnancies. It was my pregnancy and it was my younger sister's pregnancy. So there were two pregnant people in the house. I don't want to make this video long. There will be a part two coming up, most definitely. I will record it as soon as I'm done editing this one, and we will continue. I will still be wearing the same outfit, same settings. I'm just gonna cut it in half, and then I'm gonna continue. And the reason why I'm gonna cut it in half is because I am trying to save space. So I'm gonna try and edit this one, and then after editing, I'm gonna leave it and then delete it and then edit and then edit the second one, right? Because I don't have space on my phone. So I'll try to definitely follow up with a part two as soon as I can.